Okay, let's dive right into one of the most important topics of our time. What is artificial intelligence, really? At its core, AI is all about making machines that can think and learn, kind of like we do. You see it in self-driving cars, in the voice assistant on your phone, and a whole lot more. But its potential is so huge that to really get it, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of human history.
So let's start by looking at this exact moment in time. Because what we're living through isn't just another small step forward. We might be standing right at the beginning of a massive, revolutionary leap for all of humanity.
You know, for most of human history, progress was painfully slow. Then, wham, the agricultural revolution came along and changed everything over thousands of years. After that, the Industrial Revolution did it again, but this time in just a few centuries. And now, well, something new is hitting the accelerator, squeezing that same level of change into just decades, or maybe even years.
So what's the engine behind this new burst of speed? A lot of experts are pointing to one thing: artificial intelligence. The idea is that AI isn't just another cool invention. No, it could be a force more profound than anything we've ever seen, something capable of launching us into a future that looks almost nothing like today.
Okay, so what's the case for AI? I mean, why are all these governments and big companies in such a massive race to develop it? Let's take a look at the incredible, world-changing potential it really holds.
Get this. Economists at Goldman Sachs think that once generative AI, the kind that can create brand new things like text, images, and even computer code, is fully adopted, it could boost labor productivity by about 15%. That's not just a small bump. That's a massive shift that could completely rewire our economies.
And yeah, I know a lot of people are worried about jobs being replaced, and that's a totally fair concern. But history gives us some pretty interesting perspective here. Check this out. 60% of people working today are in jobs that didn't even exist back in 1940. So technology has a long track record of not just taking away, but also creating totally new opportunities we can't even imagine yet.
And you can bet that governments are paying very close attention. They're scrambling to get ahead with big plans like America's AI Action Plan. And this isn't just talk. We're talking about specific goals, like pushing innovation forward, bringing semiconductor manufacturing back home, and getting the workforce ready for an economy totally driven by AI.
But, like with any technology this powerful, there's always another side to the story, a flip side. And this one, well, it can get pretty dark. The same incredible force that holds all this promise also carries some really serious risks.
Right, and this is absolutely crucial to understand. With immense promise comes immense risk. Think about it like nuclear power, It can light up a city, or it can level it. AI basically takes that same dynamic and cranks it up to 11.
So researchers have kind of broken these dangers down into 4 big buckets. You've got everything from bad actors using AI to cause harm, to the sheer competitive pressure of an AI race forcing companies to cut corners. And then there's the big one: the challenge of controlling rogue AIs, systems that can become way smarter than us and start acting in ways we just can't predict or stop. Let's make this malicious use idea feel a bit more real. You might remember the horrible sarin gas attack in the Tokyo subway back in 1995. Now, imagine giving a group like that an AI that could help them design and cook up a brand new biological weapon. That's the kind of scary new threat we're talking about.
And this idea of organizational risk, it isn't just some abstract theory. We've seen it happen before. Back in the 70s, Ford was in a hurry to compete with smaller imported cars, so they rushed the Pinto to market, even though they knew it had a flaw that could make its gas tank explode. People died because of that pressure to compete.
Now, this slide is fascinating because this quote just perfectly captures that dangerous mindset. It shows how the pressure to move fast and make a profit can push safety way down the list of priorities. And that very same dynamic, it is playing out right now, in real time, in the global race for AI. And this right here, this is probably the concern that hits closest to home for most of us: the impact on jobs. You can see that roles with a lot of data analysis, like accounting, or even really complex stuff like computer programming, could face a lot of disruption. But jobs that need high-level strategy or a real physical presence, well, they seem to be a bit safer, at least for now.
In fact, Goldman Sachs actually put a number on it. They figure about 6 to 7% of the entire U.S. workforce could be displaced by AI adoption. Now, that doesn't mean all those people will be permanently unemployed, but it definitely signals a period of major economic turbulence ahead.
So, all of this leaves us with a huge, critical global debate. We see the incredible promise on one hand and the terrifying peril on the other. The big question is, where do we go from here? How do we move forward?
On one side, you have a really powerful argument for just hitting the gas pedal. The idea is to get all the economic benefits and stay ahead in the world, we need to cut the red tape and let innovation run wild. You don't want to smother the technology before it even has a chance to grow.
But then, on the other side, you've got this urgent warning. They say that aviation regulations are often written in blood, meaning rules get made after a disaster happens. With AI, the argument is we absolutely cannot afford to wait for a catastrophe. Putting safety first isn't just a good idea. It might be essential for our survival.
And there it is. That's the fundamental tension, the big balancing act that's going to define the next decade of technology. Do we slam down the accelerator of innovation, or do we gently apply the brakes of caution? And really, it all boils down to this one ultimate question, which I think the great Carl Sagan captured perfectly. He warned that power without wisdom is a recipe for self-destruction. As we build what might be the most powerful tool in all of human history, the real question is, will we also build the collective wisdom to manage it? That is the challenge that lies ahead for every single one of us.